Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button, also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, the channel donations, and the Patreon family. We are working. Now, HBO Boxing just had a great Superfly card. Main event was Chocolatito, Gonzalez versus Rungvis in a rematch. And I wanted to make a follow-up video because a lot of people keep saying they're shocked. I'm so shocked. Oh, wow, I didn't see that happening. You know why? Because most of you don't know shit about boxing. To me, this is not shocking. Again, it's no shade to Gonzalez, but I told you, in my humble opinion, things he needed to work on, right? Troy King on the channel, and the compilation video is coming, right? Troy King was adamant about certain things in Chocolatito's fight game that would give him problems. And it's so funny to me because I remember just last year, oh, what a difference a year makes. Just last year, I made videos stating the same thing that I'm saying now. Like I said, always new media. Look at the before and the after. I told you guys in January this wasn't going to be a good year for y'all. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. See, and emotions get the best of a lot of boxing fans more often than not. If you just bet and pick with your heart and race and stuff like that, it will get the best of you more often than not. Sometimes you'll be wrong, but more often than not, if you don't apply logic and what you're seeing and the red flags, you will be wrong. And it's just so funny that just last year I was making these videos saying Chocolatito, he's a very good fighter, but I don't think he's number one. How can you put him over Andre Ward, right? And people were telling me all the other people and ESPN and HBO and Floyd Mayweather said that he's number one. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And that's a funny thing to me because people know that I appreciate Floyd's style. I think he's a complete fighter. I think he's a very good fighter. He's a smart fighter, things like that, both inside and outside the ring. But that doesn't mean just because you tell me Floyd says it, all of a sudden I'm going to switch. Oh, what? I have internally this thing. It's called a heart and it's called a backbone. So I don't care who's, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless it's God saying it, you know what I mean? I don't care what another man who bleeds like me, eats shits like me, I don't care what he said if I have my own opinion, you know what I mean? But I see how the game works. People, ooh, because they know that I credit Floyd. I give Floyd credit for being a good fighter. So they, oh, but look, Floyd even said it, ha, ha, ha. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Floyd, Dewan Blake, J. Leon Love, all of them could say Chocolatito is the best. But that doesn't change my opinion of it. No shade to them. They can have their own opinion, but so can I. And just last year, I was telling you guys that Chocolatito, how can you put him above Andre Ward? When have we seen Andre Ward get knocked down? When have we seen Ward get knocked out like that? You know what I'm saying? He got knocked down, Darnell Boone, Kovalev, but he never got knocked down by the same guy. You know what I mean? He fought Darnell Boone, got hurt, got back up, and then he got back to business and won that fight. Never had to rematch him, you know what I mean, because he won convincingly. Kovalev, he got knocked down the first fight, then he came back, came correct, did some subtle changes in his camp, and it was on and popping. He didn't get knocked down again, and he ended up stopping Kovalev. And Kovalev, instead of fighting Sullivan Barrera, a guy he was in talks to fight this November, he's fighting the guy Sullivan Barrera knocked out since the Andre Ward loss. And Andre Ward beat Sullivan Barrera too, right? But just a year ago, I was telling you guys these things, and I was the bad guy. You guys said I hate Chocolatito, and now you see. And people were making diss videos and response videos and stuff. Where are those people now? Those same people that are making diss videos, same people saying the exact opposite of what I said, because I'm still here saying the same thing that I said. Chocolatito is a good fighter, but his style of fight, you guys have to understand boxing, his style of fight is not really built for Even Pacquiao. You could say, okay, Pacquiao is mad aggressive, but Pacquiao, he's still very gifted, and he has, like, Chocolatito has good speed, but Pacquiao has, like, I would say more speed, phenomenal speed. Like, I've talked to Pacquiao sparring partners, Stan Martinook and stuff. The video's on the channel, and he said, man, Pacquiao, he just out of nowhere, he goes 0 to 60, pow, and you're like, wow, what was that? You know what I'm saying? So Pacquiao, I really believe he's more of an anomaly. I mean, he's the only person in boxing history to go 8 divisions. Go up 8 divisions. I mean, that's unheard of. Roman Chocolatito moved up 3 pounds, and he can't hang at 115, and now people are making excuses. Oh, he got stopped. The guys are too big. They're too strong. But that's kind of his fault, because he gains a lot of weight in his off season. I've seen pictures and stuff, and I can tell you this. So now he can't even go back down, in my opinion. He can't safely go back down to 112, and it doesn't look like 115. It looks like it's too much for him, because the guys are strong, can take a punch better, tough, durable, things like that. You know what I mean? So he's between a rock and a hard place. Now he's talking about retirement. And I stress this to you guys all the time, new media style, on my channel. Defense is key. Like, obviously, you can't just win a fight with defense only. We've seen that versus Omar Narvaez and Donaire. Donaire was the only one who was really pressing an offensive attack. And Narvaez, being an Olympian, he was just staying safe and shelling up. You won't win that way, but you preserve your career. It's no surprise to me that guys like Tim Bradley, guys like Robert Guerrero, and guys like Chocolatito have all either decided to retire or pondering retirement and just like mulling it over. Do you understand? All of those guys are about 8 to 10 years younger than Floyd Mayweather, and Floyd just fought for a record-breaking amount of money again against Conor McGregor at age 40. Because I'm telling you, technicians, guys who have a grasp of all the fundamentals and basics, they can last longer in the sport. Tim Bradley's a good fighter, but he doesn't always play it smart. Like when he fought Ruslan Provodnikov, very rookie game plan to go up against a Russian known puncher. If you've ever watched even one Ruslan fight before Bradley fought him, like Chris Algieri, or the fight with Mauricio Herrera, who's known as kind of a slickster in there. You know what I mean? Good jab, good boxer. Look at Mauricio Herrera's face after he fought Ruslan Provodnikov. Both of their faces were messed up, but that's to be expected with Ruslan's style. But Mauricio Herrera, somebody who at that time, you know what I mean, he was considered an awkward, slick, more of a pure boxer. His face looked bad after the Ruslan fight. And I'm telling you, Chocolatito, his style was not built to keep moving up in division. Even Cotto, guys like that. Cotto still understands the basics. You know what I mean? Left hook to the body, jab. You know what I mean? Chocolatito, to me, he's kind of like in the same boat as Donaire. A good fighter, but that style will only carry you so far when you're getting away with beating guys with sheer volume, power, brute force, and things like that. It becomes increasingly hard at the elite level to keep moving up and do that, because like Nicholas Walters, he got hurt by Donaire, but he recovered. Donaire in the lighter divisions, that was at featherweight. Donaire at the lighter, like 122, maybe the guy wouldn't recover. Maybe they would have got knocked out like Jorge Arce or any other of Donaire's victims. But Nicholas Walters, being a bit bigger in a higher division, and Donaire had recently moved up to featherweight, he was able to get rocked and not go down and recover and then come back to stop Donaire. You know what I'm saying? So you guys have to appreciate boxing, the sweet science, all that emotional stuff. Like I said, just a year ago, I told you exactly how I felt. I said I don't have Chocolatito #1 like HBO or ESPN. There are a lot of people who made response videos and dissed me. There are a lot of people who left comments, and I'm asking you guys, show your face. Where are you now? Where are those same people? Because the person that I said was #1 pound for pound, he just avenged his close controversial fight with Kovalev, and now Kovalev is taking more of a tune-up fight. Light heavyweight's cracking. You got Sullivan Barrera, very good momentum, only one loss to the same guy that Kovalev lost to, Andre Ward. You also have Artur Beterbiev, undefeated puncher who beat Kovalev in the amateurs. Adonis Stevenson, who has a lot of momentum, multiple title defenses, not necessarily against the best people, but you know what I mean, ranked guys, top 10, top 15 guys, things like that, right? And Kovalev's fighting Shabransky, a guy Sullivan Barrera stopped. So obviously the Ward loss had an impact to me, and they want to build him back, road to recovery, which I understand it, but it's not what the fans said. They said, oh, Ward cheated, Kovalev was in there still. Yeah, he was in there, but it wasn't looking good for him. But like I said, that's what I'm saying, and we're gonna keep doing these Roy Jones Jr. type videos. Y'all must have forgot, because again, y'all must have forgot. Last year I was saying the same thing that I'm saying this year. People are like, oh, you love Ward, you love black fighters, you love guys from the Bay Area because you're from the Bay. But I'm still saying the same thing. I'm still saying Ward is quality, #1 pound for pound. Floyd's retired, so it's either him or like Crawford or something. You know what I'm saying? And Crawford, you could even say he's like Ward's 1A and Crawford's 1B. That's how a lot of people have it. Like, man, it's very hard to pick between those two. So you notice a pattern. Like, most of the time, like I said, I'm not perfect. I've gotten fight predictions wrong and stuff like that. But I don't feel like I'm wrong like y'all are wrong. Y'all say Chocolatito is #1 and he deserves to be over Andre Ward. And then where are you? That's what I always want to know. That's the thing with having a popular YouTube channel, is when I am wrong, I can't just disappear. This is my livelihood. This is what I do for a living. So I have to face the music. But it just seems to me that everyone else could take the back door. Like, you could say, oh, Ego, you don't know shit about boxing. Just last year, because I said Ward is #1 and you didn't agree with it. You know what I mean? People can say these things. And if you're not in the spotlight enough, then nobody remembers. So I remember, though, because I remember the reaction and the responses. Go look at my old videos. Look in the comment section where I was just typing Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez boxing Ego into the YouTube search bar, and go look at the old videos and you'll see the titles. Like Carl Froch was giving his top 3, and like I said, people to me are sheep. A lot of people are sheep. They go off of what someone else tells them. I never do that. Now I could listen to what you tell me and then make my own assertions from it. Like, there's a lot of people, man, check out Josh Kelly. Josh Kelly, he seems to be the goods, right? Then I actually checked him out. That's the difference between me and some of y'all. I actually checked him out and I'm like, oh, okay, the dude looks nice. Now, granted, he hasn't fought any upper echelon, so I'm not putting all my eggs in the Josh Kelly basket, but from the eye test, he's passing, and now I'm going to keep my eye on him, pause, and I'm going to watch what his next move is, because he looks to be the good. But I don't just hear somebody say Josh Kelly, not even research or watch any of his fights or shadow boxing, and then just run with it. But that's what a lot of you sheep do. HBO tells you Lomachenko's #1. You don't question it. They must be right. They're HBO. You know what I mean? Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez is #1. They gotta be right. I don't do that. And I'm not gonna let HBO, ESPN, Showtime, or whatever force feed me when I know boxing. Right? That's just what it is. And before a lot of y'all, like, that's what I'm saying. I was watching boxing before a lot of these fighters had name. When I first started watching boxing, I didn't know what a Danny Swift Garcia was, a Errol Spence was, a Chocolatito. I didn't know what none of these dudes were. That's how long I've been in the game, you know what I mean? But some of y'all motherfuckers born in like 1999 and said, we're gonna party like it's night. You know what I mean? Some of you late bloomers, maybe that's all you know. Because this is, you know what I mean, by the time you can remember, these are the names that were around or whatever. But I was watching boxing well before that. I didn't know what Man Down and Errol Spence Jr. and Gervonta Davis was, you know what I'm saying? Because they weren't out at that time. So that's that. I'm not letting no network force feed me. New media, Ego Army, Ego Mafia. We are the mob. Money on top of boxing. Let's get it. But like I said, if Chocolatito decides to retire, he's had a hell of a run. It's just really his style. His style, you can't be like, why are you? And see, that's the difference. People always get mad when I bring up a Floyd Mayweather or Ward, but you don't see Ward and Floyd in these same predicaments. You just don't. You know what I'm saying? Ward, you don't think Ward has faced somebody who was stronger than him. Look at the Kovalev fights. look at both Kovalev fights. Most people would say that Kovalev is stronger per punch than Ward. But it's the sweet science, baby. It doesn't just matter who hits harder with single shots. It's the accumulation. It's the game plan. It's the making the opponent think, breaking them down. You know what I'm saying? It's different stuff. But Kovalev, we would all probably say Kovalev hits harder. And Ward wasn't just allowing Kovalev to just come in and just and destroy his body early. You know what I mean? Like Chocolatito was doing. Chocolatito was standing right in front of Rungvis, letting him destroy his body. If anything, it was the other way around. Ward started ripping Kovalev's body after he got knocked down in that first fight. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. When we're talking pound for pound, we don't see this. And all the people, all the YouTube channels and stuff that tell you, oh, don't listen to these idiots, I know everything. Where are those same people? They're forced to be like, man, Rungvis did his thing. And now they're going to switch and probably say, be on the Rungvis bandwagon. But just look at consistency. Look at what people were saying. Then and now. You know what I mean? That's just really what it breaks down to. And like I said, this is really responding to the detractors and the emotional boxing fans. What a difference a year makes, people. Let me know what should be next for Chocolatito. Can he bounce back? And see, it irks me too, man, because HBO spent all this time and energy telling us that Roman Chocolatito was #1 pound for pound. And the second he falls, they toss him to the side. I think that's faulty, me personally. Like, you don't, like, let's say I'm part of About Billions. Let's say I'm part of his squad, right? He loses to Mikey Garcia, convincingly. And then I just, oh yeah, Broner's done for. And I'm part of his camp. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird, especially when you were the one person who was the biggest cheerleader or the biggest person cheering that person on. I think that's faulty of HBO to do that. I think there's a like, if you watch Tom Loeffler, who's a promoter, he is like, man, you got to give it up to Rungvis. He's tough. He's this and that. He wasn't talking like Jim Lampley was talking. Jim Lampley was like, oh, it's done. Rungvis too strong. Chocolatito can't come back. He was saying just brazen, flat out stuff like that. But you were one of the main people telling us he was #1 pound for pound. It's just, like I said, listen to what they said then and listen to what they say now. And it's faulty because these fighters, they risk it all, lace them up, and they get gassed up by the networks. And then when they come up short, as the case was in the Rungvis fight with Chocolatito, then the network just bails on them. Like, okay, we still got Crawford, even though we don't really promote him. Well, actually, they don't have Crawford, but whatever. We still got Canelo Triple G. Let's focus on that. And now they're telling him he can't come back. That would, if I was Chocolatito, that would make me want to come back just to hear that. But I mean, who knows? Maybe Rungvis has his number, but I just think that's faulty. Let me know your thoughts. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.